Hey, welcome back to Stray Reviews. I'm Lee, and today what we're doing is we're taking a look at this bad boy right here, the Flint and Tinder Caliber Parka. Flint and Tinder, as I've mentioned before, is a Huckberry in-house brand, and so that means that it can only be found at huckberry.com. Now, this parka here, the Caliber Parka, is a vintage military-inspired parka. It is made from a cotton nylon blend, and it does have a DWR, or durable water repellent finish, to keep the water off you, keep you a little bit drier, keep you a little bit warmer during the winter. An interesting feature about this parka is that it's actually quilted. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but it is a quilted parka, and inside the little quilted pockets, as you might say, it is like a recycled polyester filling for insulation. The inside is lined with corduroy, which initially I thought was really interesting, and the hood is also lined with corduroy, and it has two drawstrings here to keep you warm. It also comes with 4 flat pockets that do have snaps so that you can secure them closed, and 2 slash pockets or hand warmer pockets here in the front. And in the back there is a very large storage pocket, I guess you could say, with zipper enclosures on both sides of it, not on the top, not on the bottom, but on each side. Now, unlike the Flint and Tinder Wax Trucker, this jacket is not made in America. It is made in China, and it runs for $348. Now, here's the thing. I live in the Midwest, and it gets cold here. In fact, the winters are pretty brutal. And when I saw that Flint and Tinder was putting out a parka, I didn't know if, a lifestyle brand could put out a jacket that will hold up against these Midwest winters, where it can run to 0 degrees and colder Fahrenheit for weeks at a time. So the other day, when temps fell down to low 20s, I'm talking like 20, 21, 22 degrees, I decided to put on the parka, take a 4-mile walk with it, and put it to the test. Now, in addition to my 4-mile walk, I have gone out and just run errands in it when the temperatures have been in the teens to check it out in sort of a real world, I'm out and about, man about town scenario. So after putting it through some real world use, I want to take a look at the good, the bad, and the bottom line of the Flint and Tinder Caliber Parka. But hey, real quick before we do that, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it actually really helps the channel. And also give it a like, because there are other people out there that are looking for information on the same thing, and when you hit that like button, it helps them find it. All right, so let's start with the good. I just want to start off real quick just by saying I am 5'8" and I'm 165 pounds. That has hardly changed in 30 years. And in this case, normally I would take a medium. I decided to take a small on the Caliber Parka just because of the sizing help that they give on the sales page at Huckberry for the Caliber Parka. And with a small, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well it fit. And I really like the way that this parka fits. It's not too big and bulky. I don't feel like George Costanza with his Gore-Tex parka on Seinfeld. but it's not too small either. I can wear a thick sweater underneath it and it feels just fine. I don't feel like I'm packed into it. But immediately when I put the parka on, I was actually surprised at how comfortable it was. This is a very comfortable parka. And if you're like me and you live in the Midwest and you're kind of stuck wearing something like this for like 3 to 4 months out of the year, having a comfortable parka is a bonus. And actually, when I looked at the product description and I saw that it had a corduroy lining, like I mentioned, I was a little bit hesitant. I wasn't sure that corduroy could be that comfortable because my idea of corduroy is a corduroy shirt that's usually a little more sturdy, corduroy pants, make that zip noise when you walk around in them. But this corduroy is actually very soft and very comfortable. Now, disclaimer, the sleeves are not lined with corduroy. The sleeves are actually smooth, which I'm happy about that, because I think that having corduroy in the sleeves might make it harder to get your parka on and off. Like if you're wearing a sweater, it might push your sweater up your arm or something like that. But having smooth sleeves, much better. I'm glad that they decided to not put corduroy in the sleeves. So the sleeves are smooth, they don't have corduroy, and they work really well. Now, during my 4-mile test, I decided that when I went out there and it was only 20 degrees, that I was just gonna wear a Henley, and that's all I did. I didn't have a t-shirt underneath that Henley, nothing like that. It was just the Henley and just the jacket. And when I got out there, it kept me warm the whole time. Now, I just need to say, I don't think it was super wind resistant. There were times where I thought to myself with just the Henley on and the jacket that, man, if it gets much colder than this, this jacket might not hold out. But most normal people, if it's 0 degrees outside, if it gets, colder than that, they're gonna have a sweater on. They're gonna have a sweatshirt on. They're not going to just go out with a t-shirt and a parka. And I'd say that with a good sweater and this parka, I'm good to go for 0 degrees. Another nice feature they added is the 2 larger storage pockets at the bottom of the coat here or in the front of the coat. They do have a fleece lining on one side of the pockets, and the hand warmer pockets are also fleece lined. And I don't know what they did, but they made that fleece extra soft, and I really appreciate it. I'd have to say that the Caliber Parka is a really easy choice. When you live where I live and it stays cold like it stays for as long as it does, and you open up your closet and you're not quite sure what coat to put on, the Caliber Parka really does make an easy choice. It's warm, it looks good, it has a hood for when the wind is really blowing and you want it off of your neck. And so it ticks those Midwest boxes, and I like it. But what about the bad? What do I have to complain about with the Flint and Tinder Caliber Parka? Well, the first complaint that I have really, or item in the bad column, is the position of the hand warmer pockets. It's up here by my ribs. Now, most of the time with all of my other coats, so not most of the time, but all of the time with all of my other coats, those hand warmer pockets kind of sit down right about where my belt is. And these pockets are sort of in an awkward place. They're sort of up high and feel a bit awkward in their positioning. Now, Flint and Tinder, if you want my advice, which you probably don't, but if you want my advice, I think that the hand warmer pockets would have been really well placed beneath the large storage pocket so that they sort of share that space. I know that would probably cause the storage pocket to bulk out a little bit, and you're probably going for more of a slim silhouette, but having the hand warmer pockets underneath there or in that place or instead of them would be better than having them up here by my ribs. Now, that could be because, I'm wearing a small. Maybe I should have a medium. I don't know. I have a feeling that's not the case, but these hand warmer pockets are probably the biggest item in the bad column because of where they are. Let's just say that I will probably be wearing gloves. The second item in the bad column really for the Caliber Parka is the zipper. And it's not a big deal, but I prefer a heavier, heftier kind of brass zipper. And this zipper is just, it's a little on the wimpy side for my taste. And sometimes because of that, when I go to unzip the parka, I've got to pull up the inside of the jacket to get it just right so that, so it doesn't hang up, which is kind of something that happens with lighter, sort of wimpier zippers. Now the pull tab on the zipper does not say YKK. So I'm assuming it's not a YKK zipper and that Flint and Tinder might have gone with maybe a lighter one or a less expensive zipper. But here's my suggestion. Once again, Flint and Tinder, if you're listening, ditch the weird pocket in the back because I just don't see any use for it. This giant pocket, if you put anything in there that's substantial, when you go to sit down, you're going to be leaning against whatever's back there. Anyway, real quick, if you're watching this, anybody, and you can think of a good use for that big pocket in the back, or maybe you've got a giant back parka pocket that you use to put something in specifically, would you just drop that in the comments? I want to know what people use that giant pocket for. But getting back to the zipper, I would rather you just ditch the pocket, take the money that you're saving from ditching the giant pocket and use it to use better zippers, good heavy brass YKK zippers, and that would be a definite win for the Caliber Parka. So let's get to the bottom line. Like I said before, the question was, can Flint and Tinder, a lifestyle brand, make a legit parka that will hold up against Midwest winters? And I would say the answer is yes. Absolutely. This parka is going to be a keeper for me, and I look forward to using it all through this Midwest winter. It's great looking, it's warm, it's well constructed, and it's earned a place in my closet this winter. And if you're interested in taking a look at this parka yourself at the Huckberry website, I have dropped a link in the description below. Using that link helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything to use. And that is all I've got for the Flint and Tinder Caliber Parka. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time.